Time now to have a look at the undercard here on the First Call Plus. Lovely to have you with us. We're going to take you to Trentham to start the day away with the Kamada Park Premier 210 Gift of Power, $3.70 for Euphoria. We've got Mel's Evie out at $39. Four of them in single figures. Do you see them running 1, 2, 3, 4 here, Aidan?
It's going to be a really tactical affair for sure, and yeah, Mel's Evie probably the deserved outsider in the race for sure. Have a look at the map here, because I've made it a little bit interesting. 5 horses, and I've got one map 3 wide in the running here, so there we go, with the likely speed coming from Bally Bay, the 1,000-metre specialist, celebrated achiever and Gift of Power. I'm sure they'll press forward even though it's a wide gate. And I don't think there's any big issue about sitting out there either. Mel's Evie and Euphoria to sit off the speed.
We'll take a look at Gift of Power's trial. This is at Matamata on the 28th of November. Here she is up outside the lead. Bevan?
She's got a really good turn of foot, this filly. She's very good over these shorter trips. She was here at Trentham last season in the 2-year-old race and was very, very good running, very slick time. Her fresh up run was very good at Taupo, disappointed at Tarapa, but thought had a couple of excuses. She'll fly along. I thought she was the one to have for me.
Yeah, Bailey Rogerson was aboard in that trial. It was a terrific trial. Won the Wakefield this day last year. The form out of that's been okay because she beat Hasaholo and Melody Bell. 2 have gone on to win Group 1 races.
So it's not bad form.
Here's Euphoria beating Celebration to Achiever a couple of starts back at New Plymouth. Not too bad from either of them. Celebrated Achiever is in 2.5 kilograms better this time out, although Euphoria goes to the line under a hole. Just well beaten at Hastings last time out. I'm picking it was a race that was suited to those who are off speed. Good ability, Euphoria.
Oh, absolutely. I just wonder about the track getting to the good 3 level, possibly. Whether she's obviously was off the scene for a long period of time after sort of being set to go down to a nice race at Riccarton. Interesting race. Look, I went with Gift of Power on top. I thought Euphoria, on the evidence of the fresh up run, was good enough to certainly run the money. Bally Bay will always run a race over a trip like this, and the full celebrated achiever going strongly. It's going to be an interesting little technical race.
Yeah.
Anything worth backing, singling one out?
Not really. I think Gift of Power is about right at $2.10. If I was going to invest into the race, it was probably on it because it's got a record here and it was here last year and good enough.
Okay, let's turn over to the Fast Track Insurance Charmers 2-mile Premier. This is race number 2 on the card out of Trentham. Salsa Faye, a good one, last time 3.20. Katie and Marie, no rider declared at this stage, $3.80. Dr. Watson, 4.20. Did you find this a difficult race to sort out, Aidan?
I did. I can't see them running any speed at all in this. They'll just walk it. Caleb potentially the leader, but I'm not even that sure with this map either. Dr. Watson will sit handy, you'd think, and then you've got a couple of those horses going back. I don't think they'll change tactics with Salsa Faye, who was pretty good in this last. Interesting, the noms in this race, wasn't it? Because I think there was only a handful in there. Salsa Faye was the highest rated nomination at 69. Now gets in on 54 with the late entry of Dr. Watson in the race.
Not sure if the speed map's going to matter at the winning pace, is it? Because they've got to run the 2 miles, don't they?
Yeah, it'll turn into a sprint though, won't it? It'll be an advantage being handy, do you not think?
Well, it'll be interesting. I mean, this was a sit and sprint that Salsa Faye won on this occasion as well, and they sort of never really changed position. Jonathan got aggressive. But she ran a couple of very good races at Hawke's Bay. She was unlucky not to win one of those. Then she was off her medal.
We were on that.
She was off her game for a couple of starts. Gee, her trial was awful running into the last start where she was good enough to win. I know Jamie Lee was actually looking at putting her out, but when the noms came up so light, you might as well have another go over 2 miles, and she's sort of bred to go 2 miles.
Yeah.
Dr. Watson getting in at 56 in this race with 4 kilos off. The young girls aboard for Sylvia Kay. It is going 1,500 metres to 3,200 metres. He's one of my favourite horses in the city. He's no oil painting, but gee, tries.
He's genuine. He's only had one start past 2,100 metres.
Are you talking about Jason Tan or Dr. Watson?
He ran 3rd in that, Dr. Watson, but you go back to Martin Cup Day at Trentham in January. He was 3rd that day, beat home Salsa Faye. So with the claim, it's always that theory, you know, an experienced jockey over 3,200 metres, but the claim down to 56 makes him very competitive.
Can you single one out?
Yeah, him. Probably. Oh, Salsa Faye. Yeah, I don't know. It's class.
Sounds like no.
Yeah, exactly. It's something like no. I think it's class against season, sort of more staying type. You know. Yeah.
Yeah. It's 2 miles. 2 miles rating 85, and half of them are 65. So no.
Bevan, your chance now to talk about William Wallace. Let's have a look at the market for his race. You were keen on making him your best bet of the weekend.
Look, he's a very exciting galloper, this. He is still a little bit prone to getting into trouble and tempo not suiting him, but he can run one of the fastest 600 metre sectionals in the country. Does have to carry 60 to draw. it's a slight concern if he's through back the fence, full back the fence, trying to get out. But if he's out in the open at Trentham, we saw him behind Ferrando when they ran exceptional time, cut out a really good 600 metres. He's a nice horse. The only real danger I see to him in this race is Scandalo. What a pick up off the internet. This is for Patrick Campbell. We bought it for cheap money.
Yeah.
And the thing just keeps on running great. It ran a really good 600 metres at Otiki and beat a nice horse in Rock My Soul who's being set for a Telegraph. So if he's right on speed, then he might give him a shake.
And they ran there the second faster than the Livin Stakes. I know it was only a small field in the Livin Stakes, but Scandalo, it's a big contender. I've got Prince Mambo leading here. I know the horse hasn't been anywhere near speed in recent sides, but his form's been off, and it's always switched on best when it's been out in front. So I've got it mapped to lead here. Morse code somewhere handy, Scandalo sort of 3. I've got William Wallace in not too bad a place here. The interesting thing about this race, and I know it's pocketed down the inside, just never got out. Chris Johnson holding it in after Daniel Hedden had held it in earlier on. It runs second here. It gets 2 kilograms re-rating for this. I thought it was it was in an open handicap and running second to a Group 3 perform like Kenny. Obviously going to go up, but it cost it four ratings points, which I thought was pretty tough.
Yeah, he takes the line. I just want to see him in the open. If your map comes true, I want more on at the price because he'll get to the right part of the track. If he gets that one off and on the back of Scandalo, I think he'll win.
Well, what Rosie's got to do, she's got
just
two
hold
horses.
one off.
Yeah, hold one off. She's got to hold one off, and that just means if Prince Member goes forward, then you've got to sit outside Stratocaster. You've got to be outside Stratocaster, so that horse is on the fence and you're one off. And then if she's one off, surely he wins.
Scandalo's been somewhat of a revelation.
Look, he really has been, and he's a real competitor. This day didn't quite get to the position I thought he'd get to, but he was still good enough to win. BP picked out Rock My Soul. Gee, that was a run after being a long way away from the races. But look at his attitude. He's pinned the ears back. He stretches his neck. He wants to win that horse, and he just keeps on doing the job. And he's pretty soft at the line, isn't he? So if William Wallace is back in traffic and Scandalo's 3 lengths in front of him in the open, that might be a different story.
Yeah, he's won 4. That was a really good win in slick time, and he's obviously loving his life at the moment, Scandalo, and that's full credit to Patrick for getting him going like that.
Bad luck beat William Wallace.
Yep.
Is that a fair statement?
Yeah,
okay.
definitely.
You agree, Aidan?
Yeah, I'm keen on William Wallace, and the bookmakers have put out a special that you can put William Wallace into Kawa. You want to get involved in that as well. I think
I really recommend you do. I think that's like a price. It's a crazy price, actually. They've been very brave, these $7.50 across those 2 horses. When they you price them up and they're at $5.20, they're giving you a great quote there.
Yeah.
Let's turn to Ellerslie and take a look at a couple of races there. Should be a good day if you're in the Auckland region. The Dunstan Feeds 1500 Championship qualifier is race number 4. This over 1400 metres and you earn $2. Rude Not To $5 and $1.55 for the informed Jake Bayliss.
Yeah, and here's a horse who was good enough to win a Rich Hill Mile last year. That was a terrific performance. Comes in. Goes back and grey from an open handicap last time, which was slowly run and got back and running, and goes up 5 kilograms at back and grade and loves Ellerslie. He's had 6 starts here for 3 wins and 2 minors. I've got the horse mapped in the 1-1. Does have tactical speed, and I'm sure Jake will want to be somewhere there. Ewan I've got a little bit handier than probably normal, and Thunder Down Under his speed. I don't think there's any great speed here. Wide Awake, it's not yet a certain runner in the race, but yeah, I don't think they'll go any speed at all here, and it's going to favour both Ewan and Rude Not To.
Do you think Ewan was a victim of circumstances here, Aidan?
Really good performance. Obviously, Rocanto wins it from the speed, and it wasn't a bad performance at all from Ewan. Hits the line nicely. Looks really progressive. Has done it from maiden 65, 75 in pretty quick order, and then takes on rating 85 and produces something like that. She's got a lot of upside, this horse.
You were having a bet here, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm keen on having a go at them both. I love Rude Not To. I want to be on this horse. And at $5, you want to play that, and I think you can just take a saver on Ewan, who's the $2 favourite, and one of these two, I'm sure, will be winning this race. And hopefully it's this one, Rude Not To, at the better price. This is a very good performance and a good field. That's a horse like Capella out wide on the track. That's Rising Shot there into 4th. All Roads has since gone to Sydney and performed well there into 2nd. So that's a Group 2 at Ellerslie where she goes so well. She comes into a rating 85 with 59, and Jake Bayliss doing the riding in a sit sprint, which she's going to map the 1-1. I can't make a case for her any bigger than that.
Bevan, has he talked you into backing Rude Not To?
I thought Ewan was probably the performance of the day on 2 occasions at Hastings. A couple of times I thought, wow, this horse is exceptional. And I think Ewan will end up in a similar sort of race that Rude Not To's won. So I don't see the 5 versus the $2, and I understand you play both horses. I'm not interested in having a bet in the race, just because I think they're the only two. For me personally, I can see you can play the race and make a profit though.
Okay, let's turn over to race number 5 at LSE. The Hygiene Systems 2200 and Zakata $2.20. Craig Grill's nice to see him back in the country, Aidan.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, Singapore's season's finished. I think
Yeah,
he's
he's
heading back
extended
there.
contract too, till the end of June, I think it is.
He'll head back there, but just a nice time to come home, spend a bit of Christmas time with the family, and hopefully pick up some decent races while he's here as well. He picks up a couple of good rides. One Princess Kereru for the Kelsos on the undercard looks a great chance, and this one's Zakata, who was good in the Waverley Cup. It was a race that was dominated by those on speed that day. I've got him into the 1-1 here, but it looks to be the place to be in a race that there might not be a lot of speed. The interesting horse here is Narvik. What do they do from out there, barrier 9? But the rest of them are probably finding their spots, and if our right Guru doesn't press forward, then Narvik can probably just slot in their 1-off 3 back.
Keep Up's the horse we're highlighting at Tauranga, finishing into second. Bevan, your thoughts on this run with the horse coming wide in the yellow cap?
Yeah, well, I just think the winner's pretty smart actually. Myself, Patricia Ann, so to run second to this particular horse, I think sort of is a very strong sort of form guide from a nice sort of gate. The horse is clearly in good form, and 2200 metres, just on what we saw here, suggests that the horse will run out to that trip very, very strongly. Zakata's race, I was a little disappointed in Zakata at Waverley. I just thought this horse was primed to win the race, albeit All in Vogue did come out and win post that race, and they were on speed. I definitely understand that. Bellum was a nice performer in the Wanganui Cup as well. So the form is stacking up nicely. So Zakata, for me, it's a little bit short at $2.20. King Cravan was a bit of an interesting runner for me because I saw it through the Hawke's Bay Carnival and staying races, run really, really strongly, and I think this field is probably a little bit weaker than a couple of races that probably took on. There, albeit up in grade to 85, it's been an open handicap grade. I thought $6 may be a price I'd shop.
He did chase home King Kamada, I think, a couple of starts back, and that was in that Watch the Space race at LSE on Melbourne Cup Day, and I think actually comes in a kilogram better than that horse. Probably looking for the more ground there, King Kamada, but just not quite suited by the map. I don't think there'll be a lot of speed in here, and might just go a little bit slow for it.
The big horse hit the ground too hard, Big Mike?
Maybe, but he's going to be in the right spot. He looks like he's a talented horse.
Yeah, 2.5 lengths off of Raymond. I know he's, when you get those big horses and the tracks are getting really, really firm, sometimes they just hit the ground a bit hard, and maybe that's going to play against him. But he's got a lot of ability as well. He's a nice horse.
Okay, gentlemen, we'll leave it there. Aidan Rodley, Bevan Sweeney, thank you very much for your input on the First Call Plus here this morning. Best of luck with your bets over the weekends.